The oldest of this gang. I didn't think I'd come up here and be brave enough to do this, but I am so proud. It's been so many years since my brothers and sisters have got together and helped each other through this. And it's been quite an ordeal, especially when you were used to someone being with you. And our mama, God, we've had her with us forever, you know? So, but I wanted to tell just one thing. Mom had to teach me how to drive. Oh my Lord. And it was a big Buick hearse. It wasn't the taxi cab. Oh, when the taxi cab, me and Tom were sitting on the wall in front of school waiting for Mom. She was a little bit late to pick us up from school. And I'm talking to him, he's talking to me, we're just sitting there with our books and stuff waiting, and all of a sudden, she comes around the corner. I didn't see it. Tom did. And he says, oh my God. And I says, what's the matter? What are you doing? What's wrong? And I'm looking here. He's not there. He's gone. And I'm going, and he flipped over, backflip down the wall on the other side. He's on his knees and he says, I'm not here. Don't tell her I'm here. I heard you here. We gotta go home. I said, how are you gonna get home? He says, don't worry about it. But you didn't see me. I had to stay after school being punished. I said, but Tom, but nothing, don't look at me. He crawls on his hands and knees around the corner of school and disappears. But when she was teaching me how to drive the Buick, for some ungodly reason, he wanted to ride with us in the back. And that's like riding in a hearse too. The back seat was what, 5 feet from the front seat? And it was huge and thick. Oh, Mom's teaching me and trying to get that, but I didn't have to move my feet. Mom grabbed my pants and put my foot on the clutch, put my foot on the gas, put my foot. I just felt like I was a robot holding the steering wheel. And Tom, all of a sudden, decided it was a suicide run, and he lays down, covers his head up on the floor in the back seat. And I'm hollering at Mom, get him out of the car, make him go home. He says, oh no, I don't want to miss no more of this. I don't want to. So I don't know why he wanted to ride with us, but it was a fun job for him, I guess. But anyway, we had numerous stories about Mom and us and everything else. And I happened to be with her when she sees that picture. Oh, there's my babies. Anyway, when you see the picture of her in the black hat on the mountain, she's on the plateau, and we're with Manny and my husband, John. Manny and Mom and her. Manny's people have got more Indian in them, I think. Isn't that right, Sherry, or something? Anyway, they, in their special tribe, I believe it's called, or whatever, have leased back, they call it theirs, plateau. And we drove for hours and hours and went to this plateau. And Mom was just loving it, oh my Lord. All around it, back in the time, you could look down, like back in the days, you could see the stagecoach, the Indians attacking the stagecoach, and everything down there looked this big. Well, my mom and John went off, my husband John, and I was talking and laughing, and we were looking at, there were spots up there in the plateau that were actually burned in the stone of where they did their signals, the Indian signals, and it was one here, and one here, for all directions, northwest, south, east. Anyway, Mom came back, and she was wearing that hat because the sun was so bad up there. We all had hats on. And we had to hunt for John. He was gone. So Mom says, well, he was just with me over here. And just with me over here. And I said, well, where is he now? We couldn't find him, and we called him, and he wouldn't answer us. But this plateau, it's an end on every end. You can only go so far. And trees and stuff up there. Anyway, these relatives of Manny's that was with us come to visit their relative that had a train car, what do you call it, where the people sleep in the car, that particular car, brought up there on his leased part of it by a Huey. And my mom wanted to see this unbelievable thing, and it really was there. Anyway, quite a while later, we end up getting, my husband showed up, and good Lord, he's on Indian property, and he's bringing back a cane cactus, big old cane cactus. And the Indian men look at us and look at John and my mom saying, "Oh dear." And the Indian says, "I'm sorry, but you cannot have that king cactus." And my mom says, "And I know why," or something like that. And they said, "We're Indians. You don't take nothing from the Indians." And he says, he looks at the other relative and looks at Manny and he says, "I'm sorry." And they took my husband by both arms and they were going to stake him out for punishment, for the eagles to come down and pinch him on his butt or something, or whatever. That's what they were saying. And my John just freaked out. He says, "Oh my God." So he goes, he's got this cactus in a piece of paper he found floating around in the air out there because it's got thorns on it. And he goes to hand it back to the guy. He says, "Oh no, I'm not touching it because then the spirits is really going to get me because I'm touching it." And my mom's saying, "Yeah, I believe that, and all this." And finally, they kept on and almost had us believing that they were going to punish him some way. Then all of a sudden, Mom bust out laughing. She knew about the whole thing. She told him to do it to her. And I could not believe it because they had me kind of worried there for a while too. But till this day, that was like 25 years ago or better. I still have that king cactus, and it's moved every place I've ever been. And it's sitting just in a pot. Didn't put it in the ground because if I went somewhere, it was going with me. But I just wanted to say, I'm so proud of all of you, and I am so proud. This is the first time in many years that we've all been together, and Mom brought us together. Thank you.